Hi guys, it is still Easter weekend. I'm doing a short video follow-up. I just did another, my apologies. It is very, my eyes are really burning. Let me turn that down. Maybe just turn it down a little bit. Let me turn it down a little bit. Anyway, I just want to do a short video, a follow-up. This is still Easter weekend. And let me put that down. Maybe that will help. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it where the light's not shining right in my eyes. My eyes are burning. I didn't sleep really good last night. As I said in my last video, I was binge watching Tell Me Your Secrets on Amazon Prime. Anyway, this is just a short, this is just a short video. I hope to keep it as short as possible. Everyone will see very shortly, there's a couple videos coming up that are about when I had to go to mine and my ex-husband's house and he was drunk, and another video coming up where I did a video at the Kinley, North Carolina, Iowa 80 baby truck stop. Personally, I really enjoyed that video. I really enjoyed taking the pictures and doing the video and everything I did inside. And I was just totally amazed at how much video footage I got of the interior of the truck stop, and no one really noticed. So I was really happy about that. My video skills are not great, so anyway, please bear with me on that one. But overall, I thought it wasn't the worst video I've done. Definitely not the worst. It's actually not that bad, or at least to me it wasn't that bad. I don't know. I'm not a great videographer, so I don't know. Anyway, this video is just to kind of an update. This video is basically starting over, and I call it starting over because I was involved in a major 3-vehicle accident. I was rear-ended by a tractor trailer, and you're not going to see the whole video series on that. And it's going to be maybe a few more videos, and then you'll see the whole part 0, part 1, 2, 3. In fact, I've already done about 15 videos, 15 or 16 video. Well, actually more than that, but about 15 or 16 parts to that particular, video. But I'm putting this out kind of prior to that. There's a reason for that. This is just basically starting over, and as I said, 3-vehicle accident. I was rear-ended by a tractor trailer, sandwiched into an SUV, between an SUV and tractor trailer. The SUV in front of me literally stopped in the middle of the road going down I-85 South on the other side of Charlotte, in a little place called Concord, which is about 10 miles, I guess, north of Charlotte. He literally stopped in the middle of the road. I slammed on my brakes. I got stopped. Tractor trailer behind me could not, and he rear-ended me. And now, since that time, I've done quite a few parts, quite a few videos on the whole, getting back to where I need to be. Because, and as I said in the last video, we went up there in my truck to pick up my stuff out of my it was a Ford Focus. And in fact, since this is the beginning of since I'm going to consider this the beginning of the video series, starting over, I will put a little slideshow at the end, so you can kind of see what my car looks like. It's totaled. It's total. Blew out the back glass. It's just a real, it's a mess. Anyway, it's been a tough 3 weeks. It's been a really tough 3 weeks. And I did part 1, and I've done quite a few videos, and you're not going to see the actual, there's going to be 2 or 3 more videos before you actually see, part 0, which was an intro that I did to, before I actually did part 0. I was about 14 or 15 video, or maybe not that much. I was probably about 13 or 14 videos in when I did that video, and there's a reason I did that. I added an intro, or part 0, to the whole video series, starting over after the car accident, and I did that because I had a lot of people. I posted on a Facebook forum that I'm a part of, and I had a few people that are wanting to go out on the road. They're wanting to try out the nomad lifestyle. They're wanting to camp. They're wanting to travel. And they're all women. And a few of the women, I think, become very discouraged by, you know, what I posted. And they became discouraged partly because, you know, it is a scary situation. And they were scared and, you know, and I've been traveling a long, long time, but it never, I mean, being involved in such a bad accident, it's not going to be easier regardless of your age or your skill level at driving it, you know, or how many cars you've owned or, you know, any of that stuff, you know. Anyway, and some of the women got discouraged. So, you know, and fearful and scared. And I put a video out prior to that, just to let everyone know, not just women, men alike, everybody, regardless of your age, regardless of your skill level at traveling, whether you've ever traveled before, whether you've camped, whether you're in this situation because you are having, you know, maybe you've been forced into living in your vehicle out of necessity because you became displaced or lost your home during the pandemic. Maybe you lost it prior to that. Maybe you're just now losing it. Maybe you just want to camp and return home after a couple of days. You know, maybe you don't want to go far from home. It doesn't matter. The situation, it doesn't matter. Maybe you're just commuting back and forth to work every day, you know, and maybe maybe you saw my posts or you know, if you've seen my post or videos or whatever the case may be, or maybe you've seen others. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that I want to be clear that I didn't put the video out, or the videos. I put a whole series of videos after the accident out, and I'm not putting those videos out to discourage anyone from traveling, camping, living in their vehicle, whether out of necessity or choice. I'm not doing it to scare anyone. I don't want anyone to be scared. I don't want anyone to be discouraged. I put the videos out partly so that people could just see all the steps that went into it. Now, of course, not everyone's going to go through the multiple steps that I've went through. Excuse me. For one, had I been further away from family, you know, and that's partly the reason I returned to the area that I'm in now with my ex-husband. You know, I'm going to be here temporarily because you know, I do have a little bit of family in this area, and my ex-husband's in the area, and I have my second house, you know, it's a secondary home in the area. Now I'm on the road, and I travel a lot, so I'm on the road pretty much all the time, and for either pleasure or work, as I've said before. Anyway, kind of losing my train of thought, it's getting late. But anyway, I just to recap, I put these videos out so that people can see, you know, everything I've been through, but not to scare people, not to discourage, but hopefully to empower people, you know, and let people know, especially women, that you know, you can get through it. You can get through it. And there's a lot of people out there. There's a whole Facebook group out there that I'm involved in, that has been really, really super, supportive and super helpful. It's, I think, RV and SUV living for women only, something like that. I have promised in the past I would look up the exact name of it. I still haven't. But anyway, it's like I said, it's like car, SUV, RV living, you know, or car camping for women only, something like that. Anyway, I promise at some point I will look at the actual name of the group and put it out in one of my videos. Also, there's a lot of RVers, a lot of nomads, a lot of, you know, people traveling. There's a lot of travel vlogs on YouTube, probably other places too. There's blogs about, you know, living in your car. There's blogs about the nomad lifestyle. There's a lot of information out there. One of the people that I do read a lot, or not read, I've read his blog and watch his videos. A lot of what he puts on videos I are not useful for me, at least not at this time, but he does put out some really good useful videos, and that is Bob Wells. I think everyone who's done any kind of car camping or camping knows who Bob Wells is. And, you know, in his cheap RV living blog, you know, that he's been super helpful. His videos have been super helpful. I've discovered a couple of new people. I know there's Minnie Van Lee. Hers are pretty helpful. And, you know, and very minimalist and very, you know, and then there's also another one. He doesn't show his setup. It's not about that, but he does have a lot of good videos. He does live in his car, and he does a lot of good videos. That is Inspirational Nomad. He does a lot of really good videos. He's just really, you know, as far as content goes, he's on top of his game. So, you know, and these are some of the people you know, in between I like to watch. And you know, it was just a few weeks ago. There's also another one. She has also been very, there's also one more that there's a few others, but there's one more I watch as well. She's very upbeat, and there's been a few times when I felt a little down, and she has really raised my spirits, and that is Vibrant Peace. She's got some really good videos out there. She keeps it real. She's keeping it real. So that, you know, that's one of the things I like about her videos. Anyway, I put a few of the people out there that I watch because, you know, they've been inspiration, you know, they've offered inspiration for me. And if you're, you know, you're here and you're, you know, and you're in that space where maybe you're, you don't know what direction, or you just need a little pick me up or whatever. These are some really good vloggers, and you know, and some of them they're way better at it than me because they've been at it a lot longer than me. But anyway, so I just put them out there just because. And in fact, there's a couple of them I watched, and I watch others too, and I'm picking up new ones every day. I mean, I'm picking up some new ones now. I'm watching Carolyn's RV Life. I think the last video I saw of her, she was out in Idaho. I'm story chasing. She's another one I've just picked up. She's down in Key West, I think, right now, camping or whatever. And one of the reasons, and I actually watch some of these videos, and that's kind of, you know, I kind of got motivated, you know, to do some videos. But now the main reason I started my whole video series was because I was watching something, and someone had posted something. I don't know who it was, but someone had posted something about addressing, you know, when you're living on the road. And I wanted to share some of my experiences, or experiences I'm familiar with, that I do have personal knowledge of, and, you know, the legal downside. It was actually my very first video, legal downsides of living in a car. And it was not a great video. It was really not good at all. The lighting wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Anyway, and I felt like, you know, it's crazy because I've definitely mastered photography as far as my pictures. I mean, I could be a lot better. I know I could, but I've definitely mastered, you know, been taking pictures a long time. So I've definitely mastered, you know, some stuff when it comes to taking pictures with a camera, even with my phone. So, but anyway, but the video wasn't that great, but I still put it out there because I wanted to share my thoughts. And I shared some of my thoughts with other vloggers and other bloggers, and on some forums and stuff, and I didn't get a whole lot of good reception, pretty much because I think people think I don't know what I'm talking about. I can tell you I do, but anyway, I'm not going to go any further on that. Like I said, personal knowledge, but anyways, this video, strictly, I kind of get off on a tangent again. I tend to do this, and I also repeat myself, and I've apologized before. Forgive me, you know, if I repeat myself, and, you know, I know some people find that annoying, and I try not to do it. Anyway, I'm in another car now. I'm in another car. I'm going back to some of the places that I visited before. It's kind of like I'm starting over. So I've decided, excuse me, I've decided to, and here's something I had decided on even before my accident. I have a blog, and I've had it for a really, really long time. I started blogging back in 2009. I was just getting into photography. I was just getting into visiting supposedly allegedly haunted places. And I was taking pictures and you know, and then I was writing about it. I was blogging about it and writing about it and putting it on my personal blog. And then for a while, I even had a professional blog called hauntedcarolinas.com. I had to give that up. I did end up giving that up because I just couldn't keep up with it with my job and job and other responsibilities. I just couldn't. So I gave it up. But I did keep the free version. And so I was looking at my blog here a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, and I was looking at some of and I have many, many posts. A lot of them I ended up taking down, and then because I was going to transfer them to my new blog, but I never did. So I'm glad I didn't. I would have lost all that content. But there were many, many places I visited when I first started blogging and travel. Well, it wasn't 2009. I started traveling back in 2007, mid-2007. And I started blogging in April of 2009. My ex-husband actually suggested that I start taking pictures of all the places I visited. I did that. And once I did, I decided to start posting them. I developed haunted places was my first thing, and then I developed an interest in abandoned houses, abandoned properties, and I've accumulated a lot of a lot of content I have, and a lot of that content is not even on my blog. In fact, I have probably over 500 blog posts. A lot of it I took down, as I said, and I have to, and I lost a lot of my traffic too. I had a big following, and I lost a lot of that, and now I'm kind of in a process of starting over again. I want to start all over again, getting some of the stuff reposted to my blog. But even more than that, I'm made a decision to go back, and a lot of the places that I visited when I first started blogging, they were of high interest at that time, and they probably still are, because people seem to never run out of haunted places. People love hauntings. It's just they love to read about it. They love to see it. They love to talk about it. They just like it, and a lot of people like to go to old graveyards that are supposedly haunted. And for people that know me or don't know me, I love graveyards. Not at night. I don't go to graveyards at night. That's just too creepy, and that's not something I do, because I really don't have any business in a graveyard at night, and and if it is haunted, I really don't want to encounter a ghost. But more than that, I don't want to encounter live people in there, and that scares me a lot more than a ghost. But someone up to nefarious purposes, no good. Anyway, but I do take pictures of graveyards during the day, especially, and I've encountered quite a many lovely, lovely graveyards that are just beautifully landscaped. So I do like taking pictures of them, and and I love taking pictures. I don't just take pictures of abandoned places and haunted places anymore and graveyards. I take pictures of lakes, rivers, dams, trees, leaves, animals if I can, whatever, cars, cities, towns, the clouds, whatever I find that will make a good photograph, or I happen to like, I photograph it. So I have many, many, many thousands of photos. So that was the whole purpose of doing this. I'm starting over. I'm starting over in a new vehicle. I'm going to start back over with some of my blog posts, repost those. Some of the ones I find particularly interesting, I want to revisit and not just take brand new photos, but do video as well. A whole fresh sense. Like I said, I started back in 2007 traveling. I've been through a few vehicles over the years, but I feel like I'm starting over brand new. I mean, it's weird. It's really strange. It kind of feels weird, because I feel like I am literally starting all over again, and like I'm new at it, you know, and I'm not new at it. I'm not even close to being new. I have traveled all over the country. In fact, I've traveled to every state in the union, I think, except for maybe 4. I have not been to Hawaii, Alaska, Massachusetts, New Jersey, or Connecticut. So 5 states I have not been to. I have been to every other state in the union. I've been to them all. And I certainly have not been to every city in every state. I mean, that's impossible. But I've been to a lot of places. I have been to some really, really cool places. There's probably places I've been to out there that people have never even heard of. They don't even know anything about. But and along those travels, I have not only found, you know, I've not only been to great, really phenomenal places like Yellowstone, Big Bend National Park, the Kolob Canyons in Utah, you know, historic Route 66. I've traveled a lot of historic Route 66. I have traveled a lot, you know, so many other places. Mackinac City, Michigan. Love the Great Lakes. Love Michigan. I go as often as I can. There's just so many places that I've been, you know, and I went all the way. I mean, I have went from Mackinac City, Michigan, down US Highway 2 west, all the way into Washington. I've went US Highway 2 east, from Rouse's Point, New York, all the way to Bar Harbor, Maine. So I've traveled, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. I have so many experiences traveling. Out in Wyoming, I left Yellowstone and ended up going to a little town called Red Lodge, Montana, and it took me 5 hours, by the way. It was like a 70-mile drive that I thought would take an hour and a half. It took 5 hours. It was so curvy, so treacherous. Learned my lesson on that. I had a grizzly bear cub run in front of my car. I encountered 2 cows running down the highway with cowbells on, thank God. So I heard them and slowed down. It was all open range. It's all open range in that area. So not when I was in Idaho, I was just, in fact, one of my vloggers that I follow, posted a video. She was out in Idaho, and one time when I was out in Idaho, there was a moose standing right on the side of the interstate up near, I think, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So I hit a deer 60 miles outside of Spokane, Washington. Had a really creepy experience with that. Someone stopped. It kind of turned out to be a creepy experience. These are all things, you know, that I definitely want to come back. I need to come back and share stuff that I think's important. But anyway, I've been traveling a long, long time, and I've talked about some of the reasons I got into it, and now the reasons I'm still in it is partly work, partly pleasure. I have not really talked about my work all that much, and I'm not going to, not in this video, because I'm going to bring this video to an end. But I just wanted to put this as a starting over. This is like the pre-intro to after the accident. And I definitely feel like I'm starting over. I'm in a different vehicle. I don't know if I'm in a different mindset, because I love to travel. I always have. And, you know, there's so many different places, you know. There's still a lot of places I want to visit. That being said, now that I'm in a new vehicle, I take that back. I'm not in a new vehicle. I am in a it's a 10-year-old vehicle. So that, you know, and I've talked about this in other videos too, way on up, you know, in way future videos. I've talked about where, you know, I really would have liked to have gotten something newer, but the area that I'm in, or the area where I had to buy the vehicle in, rather, the cheapest vehicles are around $9,000. You know, I was paying cash, and it's around $8,000 or $9,000. So I didn't have a lot of options. The upside is that the vehicle, even though it's actually 11 years old, it only has 43,000 miles. So actually, I take that back. It had 43,000 miles. It now has 44,000 miles. Just to be clear on that one. Anyway, So this is like starting over. I'm in another vehicle, and most of my travels have been on the East Coast. So, you know, Georgia mostly. I do a lot of traveling in Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia. In fact, last year I went all the way to Pennsylvania, and I've talked about that in another video with another vehicle that I still have, that something went wrong with it. It stayed at the dealership for 8 months. I can't figure out what's wrong with it now. It won't even start. So that's something else that's going to come up later. But right now, this is just whatever. I keep repeating myself, so I won't say it again. But I'm back to, like, I feel like I'm back to square one. So I'm in another vehicle, and I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm at square one. I don't know if I'm not really sure. This is how I feel. So I'm putting it out there. Anyway, it's getting late. I'm at a truck stop, and I'm having to go to the bathroom really, really badly, and I need to probably eat a little snack. Let's see what. Oh, that's right. I had a salad today. This is Easter weekend, and I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good Easter. I hope everyone has a good night, a good week, a good month. And I hope everyone stays safe. And I think that's probably about it for now, because I'm getting off, and I'm going to go inside the truck stop and come back, eat, hopefully not binge anymore, tell me your secrets, but I am going to watch it. Anyway, good night. Have a good week. God bless.